Making money. Money is so important nowadays. It doesn't matter what you do, see or create. You're gonna need it. So what's our solution? Making some cash. And don't worry, I'm not gonna get a job. We're going straight to crystal NUCLEUS grinding. Let me explain. Completing NUCLEUS runs is one of the best ways to earn money on Hypixel Skyblock, only because of the insanely high prices of the drops, which can range from 1 million coins to 1.5 billion, which you get from the Devonzale. Usually you would only grind out 1 or 2 runs, but of course CubeGamer and I have a different idea. We will be completing 50 combined runs to see how much money we can make. And just be warned, this was a very difficult grind. To make it a little easier though, I have to prepare. This is a mole pet, and for the cheap price of 2 million coins, it will make doing the runs a little easier. But to get the most out of it, we have to level them up. So I started the very first stream of the series and began commission grinding, which was the best way I had in mind to level him up. After hitting 250 commissions, I decided to stop since my mole was now over level 70, which was definitely good enough. But with a little more help, I settled on level 81. Unfortunately, this was the least of our problems. Unlike jungle key farming, crystal NUCLEUS grinding had a steep entry price. How much exactly? 30 million coins. I am not joking. In one run of the NUCLEUS, you need 1 goblin egg for the amber crystal, a jungle key for the amethyst crystal, and finally a persecutor apparatus worth over 1 million coins for the sapphire crystal. That all totals to around 34.5 million coins. But luckily CubeGamer was already 2 steps ahead, as he was already farming jungle keys, which bring the price down to a little over 30 million. Sadly for us, 30 mil was not going to appear out of nowhere, so we devised a plan. This is Corleonite, and it sells for 800,000 coins, but it's dropped by these guys, Boss Corleone. By farming their spawn points in the mithril deposits, you can make decent money, well at least when they drop Corleonite. You can go a good half an hour without dropping one. This got so annoying that I got looting 4 just for this grind. Over the past 3 days, Cube and I spent about 10 hours getting all the drops we needed. And let me tell you that this crap is 100% gambling. You have not seen someone so unlucky until you see me at 5 AM grinding Corleonite. But from background knowledge, I knew that 99% of gamblers quit before they win big. So with that, me and Cube obtained 30 million coins each, bought the items and started our first crystal NUCLEUS run. As I started the stream, it wasn't long before we established a party of pro Skyblock players. Trust. To make these runs optimal, we had to create a path from each crystal structure so we could move quickly. So naturally we chose the best option to do this, bombing. This is a bomb, and when you throw it, it creates nice paths to move along, making the runs 10 times faster. Well, until Nintendo takes them down.
Oh no!
With the help of my party, we pinpointed every structure location and then bombed out all the paths. It was time to really begin. First, go to the Divine Mines, collecting all the items necessary to get the Jade Crystal, which wouldn't take long due to my mole pet actually coming in clutch, and making the tool drops way more common. After spamming the hell out of my aspect of the end, the jungle temple would away, and sadly the parkour was necessary because the armadillo bug was patched. Then I killed Belle. Pretty straightforward if I do say so myself. After I travelled to the Goblin King, then the Queen's Den to obtain the Amber Crystal, and finally see over 1 million coins go down the drain to every single time I open up the door to the Sapphire Crystal in the Precursor City. All that for 1 run, but when one of my party members dropped a quick claw worth around 150 million coins, I decided to lock in, getting just under half of the runs completed in 3 hours, and when the grind came to the end, I got some pretty decent drops, including 9 Divine Fragments, 3 Lapidary books, and most importantly, a flawless amethyst gemstone, which I got from a chest in the Jungle Temple. Wait, what? Flawless amethyst gemstone? How rare is that from a loot chest? Only a 0.01% drop chance. And with that, I went to sleep. I was back worse than before, and I'm not even joking. Unfortunately, we had to find a new lobby, as the original shut down after the stream ended, meaning doing everything all over again. As I speeded through more runs, it was getting pretty obvious if I wanted to make serious money, you would have to get insanely high amount of clears, because the drops that pay off are really rare. On a good note, the Heart of the Mountain experience I was getting was high enough to get me the Heart of the Mountain 6. Wait, Heart of the Mountain tier 6? I also dropped an insanely rare Reforged Stone, which was worth around 4.5 million coins. And to celebrate, me and CubeGamer decided to race through the jungle temple.
While these idiots are going insane on a block game, I'd like to ask you to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, or if you decide to leave a sub, it really does help a lot. Anyway, back to this goofy R video.
Just when the end was finally in sight, the worst happened. Yeah, there we go. Well, our lobby's done. Yes, that is correct. The second server we set up shut down, meaning we had to set up once again. Since I only had a couple of runs left to do, I was kinda lazy and just took routes that were already there. So finally, after 6 hours of NUCLEUS running, CubeGamer and I claimed our final rewards. Unluckily for me, I got no very expensive items, but I still came home with quite the stash. Anyway, it's finally time for the results.
So we got a bunch of lapidary books, fortune 4 books. Each of the lapidary books is worth 1 mil each. Hunter Pico Nimbus is 2,000s I'm going to try to sell. Each one of these is worth 1 mil of Divine Fragments. Gemstone mixtures are worth a couple million. And a flawless amethyst gemstone is worth like 2 and a bit million. And we got a bunch of helix fossils, which are kind of cheap. Prehistoric egg, which I'm going to try to sell for a fair bit. And this is the all the gemstones that I got from beating all the runs, which should give us a couple mil at least. And then claw fossils, which I'm going to sell too. Oh, and also this, which is a reforged stone, which sells for a couple mil.
After waiting for my sell offers to finish and auctioning all my loot, I obtained a grand total of 39.9 million coins, plus a second auction, getting me over 41 million coins. On the other hand, Cube had abysmal RNG and his stash sold for 29 million. Since the setup cost 30 mil, I gained 11 million coins profit, but Cube lost 1 million. Luckily, all the other passive mining XP rewards made up for it. What I've learned is that grinding crystal NUCLEUS runs is only a great money making method if you're willing to grind for drops like the Divine Zaloy and Quickclaw. Otherwise, you might as well spend your time farming something else. With that, I hope you enjoyed the video, comment, like and subscribe, and finally, King Moose and
CubeGamer
signing out.